The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. One should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. The greatest blessing granted to mankind came by way of madness. Remember, no human condition is ever permanent. Then you will not be overjoyed in good fortune nor too scornful in misfortune. Mankind is made of two kinds of people: wise people who know they're fools, and fools who think they are wise. Get not your friends by bare compliments, but by giving them sensible tokens of your love. By all means marry. If you get a good spouse you'll become happy, while if you get a bad one you'll become a philosopher. I only wish that ordinary people had an unlimited capacity for doing harm, then they might have an unlimited power for doing good. In childhood be modest, in youth temperate, in adulthood just, and in old age prudent. One should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. No man undertakes a trade he has not learned, even the meanest, yet everyone thinks himself sufficiently qualified for the hardest of all trades, that of government. I would rather die having spoken after my manner, than speak in your manner and live. The triumph of my art is in thoroughly examining whether the thought which the mind of the young man brings forth is a false idol or a noble true birth. Give me beauty in the inward soul, may the outward and the inward man be at one. We gain our first measure of intelligence when we first admit our own ignorance. Worthless people love only to eat and drink, people of worth eat and drink only to live. Whenever, therefore, people are deceived and form opinions wide of the truth, it is clear that the error has slid into their minds through the medium of certain resemblances to that truth. It is a disgrace to grow old through sheer carelessness before seeing what manner of man you may become by developing your bodily strength and beauty to their highest limit. He is rich who is content with the least, for contentment is the wealth of nature. It is better to be at odds with the whole world than, being one, to be at odds with myself. They are not only idle who do nothing, but they are idle also who might be better employed. We can do nothing without the body. Let us always take care that it is in the best condition to sustain us. The perfect human being is all human beings put together. It is a collective. It is all of us together.
I decided that it was not wisdom that allowed poets to write their poetry, but some kind of instinct or inspiration, as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their great messages without knowing the slightest what they mean. A system of morality which is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception which has nothing sound in it and nothing true. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly be possessed of, for credit is like fire. When once you have kindled it, you may easily preserve it, but if you once extinguish it, you will find it an arduous task to rekindle it again. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Remember that there is nothing stable in human affairs, therefore avoid undue elation in prosperity, or undue depression in adversity. The shortest and surest way to live with honor in the world is to be in reality what we would appear to be, and if we observe, we shall find that all human virtues increase and strengthen themselves by the practice of them. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. Bad men live that they may eat and drink, whereas good men eat and drink that they may live. If all misfortunes were laid in one common heap whence everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be contented to take their own and depart. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. People demand freedom of speech to make up for the freedom of thought which they avoid. The hour of departure has arrived and we go our ways, I to die, and you to live. Which is better? Only God knows. Nature has given us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and but 1 tongue to the end that we should hear and see more than we speak. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. The nearest way to glory is to strive to be what you wish to be thought to be. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil.